This is one you're either going to love or hate, and I don't think there's room for much else in between. The Perfection stars Allison Williams and Logan Browning as Charlotte and Lizzie, two characters who are introduced when Charlotte returns to her old music school in Shanghai. When she discovers that Lizzie is the new star pupil, both characters are sent down a wild and sinister path riddled with shocking consequences. Now, you may recognize Williams as Rose in Get Out and Browning as Samantha in Dear White People, but what is interesting is how the director, Richard Shepard, uses our past knowledge of these actors, especially regarding Allison Williams, to shape how we view their characters in The Perfection. For example, Shepard knew that this would be Williams' first role after Get Out and wanted to use this in order to shape how the audience viewed her character. When I first saw Charlotte on screen and recognized her from Get Out, I immediately had a distrust of her that I couldn't explain. It wasn't until later when I was watching an interview with Allison Williams that I realized that this is exactly what Richard Shepard was hoping to inspire in his viewers.
It's basically using audiences' understanding of me as Marnie against them. And then in The Perfection, we're sort of assuming you're coming into it with all of the emotional hangover of Get Out. When you see me on screen, you're not supposed to trust me. And that's okay.
I just think it is such an interesting idea to use an actor's past role in order to influence their current one, and hope that this is a concept that we might see used more in the future. Now, The Perfection is full of twists and turns, some that really work for the story and some that I found didn't. But something that I loved was the inclusion of Charlotte and Lizzie as lovers. While it didn't need to happen for the story to progress, it was amazing to see LGBT representation in the horror thriller genre. Williams and Browning also had a huge say on how their sex scenes would be filmed, which as far as I know is almost unheard of in the film industry. The two had a say in how many people were in the room on the day, how their scenes would be filmed, and even sat in the editing bay to give their advice. To me, this really shows how far the cast and crew were willing to go to make sure that these scenes were tasteful and respectful for the LGBT community. And I think that really comes across in the end product. A lot of people have also been talking about the shift in tone in The Perfection regarding one scene in particular, from the film's first act into its second and third, and how this tonal shift ruined the film for them. However, I think it is important to know where Shepard was drawing his inspirations from as a director. In the words of the man himself in an interview with Collider,
a big fan of movies like Old Boy and The Handmaiden and these Korean films in which the craziest stuff happens and yet it still all coalesces, and that was definitely an inspiration for this movie.
However, just because Shepard explains his inspiration for The Perfection doesn't mean you're going to like it. There's only one way to really know if you're going to enjoy this wild ride of a film, and that's getting out there and seeing it for yourself, because for me, The Perfection was definitely worth a watch. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. If you're looking for somewhere to watch The Perfection, you can find it currently on Netflix. If you have seen the movie, let me know if you loved it, hated it, or if you were one of those rare somewhere in between people. Remember to go ahead and give this video a like if you like what you saw, and hit subscribe to see more LGBT content from me. Otherwise, as always, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye!